health. How are you guys?
We are good.
Okay, I'm glad you guys are okay. So today's lesson will be about the tragic hero in essay writing based on the book Julius Caesar. And we'll be having 5 lesson objectives. And the first one will be, by the end of this lesson, I expect and I want you guys as my learners to be able to analyze and compare how Shakespeare presents Caesar and Brutus as tragic heroes. And also define tragic hero in classical and Shakespearean terms. And also know how to appreciate how literature explores weakness, ambition, and destiny. And the last one will be respect diverse interpretations of tragedy and its relevance today. So we will also recap the main events of the play Julius Caesar and Caesar's rise and assassination, Brutus's betrayal and eventual death. We will also highlight the soothsayer's warning, beware of the Ides of March, and pose the guiding question, who is the true hero of the play, Caesar or Brutus? That's a quick one for you guys. Like, what do you guys think? Mr. Lefoji?
I think that is Brutus.
Oh, okay, that's good.
I think it's Caesar.
No, that's nice. I'm glad you guys are thinking about this. Hope you guys are right. So compare these two characters as tragic heroes, meaning both Caesar and Brutus. So Caesar as a tragic hero, he's a noble leader of Rome. His flaws are ambition, ignoring warnings, and also death at hands of conspirators. Legacy shapes the play even after death. That's for Caesar. Going to Brutus, Brutus is a tragic hero. He's a noble Roman loved by Caesar, meaning that he was Caesar's friend. His flaws are that he's loyalty to, like, he sees his loyalty to Rome over his friendship with Caesar, and he's also convinced he acts for the greater good of Rome. His downfall, defeat, and suicide, meaning that it led to his suicide, his downfall, and evokes audience sympathy. Yes, Bonolo?
Ma'am, I don't understand. What does evokes audience sympathy mean?
That's a very, very good question. Does anyone have an idea on how to answer that? Yes, Lou?
Yes, ma'am. I feel like evoke me is to like bring out feelings, emotions to something. And then provoke, it's when you are stimulating a reaction from someone. So they are a bit similar because they share the same distinct. Yes, that's my understanding.
Thank you so much, Lou, for your answer. Now we are going to the next slide. What is a tragic hero? So the classical definition of a tragic hero is that it's a noble figure with a tragic flaw. In bracket it says hamitation, right? That leads to downfall. And Shakespearean tragic hero, so noble status, tragic flaw, example, ambition, pride, and naivety. Downfall is a partly fate, partly personal choice, and evokes pity and fear in the audience. Right? Does anyone understand the slide about the tragic hero?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
understand.
Okay, so now we are going to the next slide. So how does literature explore weakness, ambition, and destiny? So these 3 are also linking back to our theme. So through Julius Caesar, Shakespeare demonstrates how literature explores the fragility of human character, the dangers of ambition, and the inavailability of destiny, right? And also through the downfall of Caesar and the struggles of those around him, Shakespeare reveals how these forces shape both personal lives and the faith of a nation, right? In Julius Caesar, Shakespeare shows how people's weaknesses makes them vulnerable. Okay, so for the next upcoming slides, my colleague, Mr. Shoyi, will demonstrate the rest. Thank you, guys.
Good afternoon, students. My name is Mr. Shui, just like my colleague has presented, and I'll be continuing with the rest of the slides today, right? So today we'll be talking about respect, diverse interpretations of tragedy and its relevance today. So in the slides, we have the first point that says tragedy can be understood in different ways because people's cultures, experiences, and beliefs are different, right? So when you're interpreting what a tragedy is, you have to look at the differences of people. So like anyone can have a different interpretation of what a tragedy is based on their culture and their belief. Yes. How am I going to help you?
Diverse is so broad. So if you say diverse interpretations, what do you exactly mean?
That's a very good question, right? Diversity is actually a broad concept. But let's put this concept in an essay typical way, right? So when you're talking about diverse, I have to respect your opinion of what a tragic hero is, in your own words. So in an essay sense, I'll have to respect your interpretation of what a tragic hero is. It's like I said before. So how do I interpret it, right? So we go to the second point where it says, tragedy is still relevant today as it deals with universal issues like ambition, betrayal, justice, and human weakness. So in a diverse sense, we can say that human weakness, because every human has weaknesses, right? Which makes us immune to tragedy, right? But I have a question. So I have a question, right? The third point, it says, learners should see that tragedy encourages reflection on personal choices and their consequences. Now the question is, in each of your own lives, when has you experienced a tragic hero moment? Like you've experienced a tragic hero moment, you experienced betrayal, you experienced human weakness which led to you feeling like you're a tragic hero, like it was the cause of your own downfall. Could be a relationship, could be a friendship, could be a family situation.
Okay, so my example when I felt like a tragic hero is when my friend who knows that I am afraid of horror movies tricked me into watching a horror movie, and then afterwards I had nightmares for days. So I feel like that for me was my tragic hero moment because my tragic flaw was being too trustful.
Yes! That's what I'm talking about. I also fear horror movies, guys. I have a fear of horror movies. If you make me watch a horror movie, I'll have nightmares for days just like her. But let's move on. Here we have to make a group discussion. Let me count how much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so let's split you guys, right? So Lukone, if you can go. So it can be a 4-4 because I have 3. Can you just go through? Sorry. It's a 4 and 4, right? Okay. It says, who is the real tragic hero? And you have to use text-based evidence to support your view and prepare to share with the class. So since I split you into 4, so this group will be dealing with how is Caesar a tragic hero. You guys will do Brutus. So
Give us that laptop for you, in the paper.
not the picture.
Laptop, but she can and I talk.
Make a check.
I should make you.
So basically, I think any question.
Our tragic hero is Julius Caesar, and the reason why we say he is like a tragic hero is because when we look at his character, he is ignorant, and being ignorant is one of the fatal flaws that actually led to his downfall.
Continue.
And in terms of textual evidence, as when he ignored what the soothsayer was saying to him.
I agree with that point, the soothsayer. He's very much ignorant. So, group number 2.
Brutus is respected and honorable, for Brutus is an honorable man. Act 3, Scene 2. Even his enemies recognize his virtue. Tragic flaw, loyalty to Rome. He believes killing Caesar is the only way to save Rome. Not that I loved Caesar less, but I loved Rome more.
So those points are very good, guys, right? Those are very, very good points. Very, very good. The tragic hero is Brutus, just like group 2. Brutus' tragic hero is because he allows manipulation to make him make a personal choice that later on causes him to be seen as a threat by the audience. So, due to time, we have to move on very, very quickly because the lessons are about to end. So, we'll go to any questions or clarity, but before I have to make a few announcements. Prepare for the next 2 assessments after recess. We have assessments after recess. And finishing reading now, because I know some of you haven't finished that novel. And then see you next week and come prepared. And marks for your first semester assessment are out. Please check your blackboard. Any questions?
Yes. Okay, so when is our next assessment?
It's in the next 2 weeks. So it's in the next 2 weeks, right? It's on the 26th of September, 2025.